the 3 ancient monk foods that heal ovaries and bring inner peace. Are you tired of feeling at war with your own body? That constant, exhausting battle with polycystic ovary syndrome that feels like a silent struggle no one else truly understands? Are you weary of the irregular cycles that bring anxiety every month? The frustrating weight that seems to cling to you no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise, especially around your middle? Does your heart ache when you look in the mirror and see the acne, or the thinning hair on your head, or the unwanted hair elsewhere, making you feel like you are hiding behind a mask, just trying to get through the day? This isn't just a physical condition. It's an emotional weight, a thief of joy, a whisper of anxiety that follows you, making you feel like your body has somehow betrayed you. It is a deep, profound exhaustion that settles into your bones, a feeling of being disconnected from your own feminine energy. But I need you to hear this. Truly hear it. There is good news. There is a gentle path forward. The ancient, quiet wisdom practiced by monks for thousands of years. A wisdom rooted in compassion and deep listening, holds secrets not just for calming the mind, but for healing the body. The right foods, when approached with mindfulness and intention, can relax your system, calm the internal inflammation, improve your body's harmony, and stop this painful cycle before it even begins. They can help soothe the chaos and guide your hormones back to a place of balance. In today's video, we are stepping away from the harsh protocols, the confusing medical jargon, and the feeling of failure. Instead, we are revealing the 3 ancient monk foods that are known to help heal the ovaries, and just as importantly, bring back your inner peace. So I invite you to take a deep breath, settle in, and stick around, because you don't want to miss these life-changing insights that might just change how you see your health journey forever. Before we begin this journey together, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Where in the world are you? Drop a comment below and feel free to share any part of your story you feel comfortable with, or perhaps a question that weighs heavily on your heart. This is a community, a shared space. And if you are seeking a softer, more compassionate approach to healing, if you are looking for a place that understands, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a health-boosting, peace-finding insight from Sacred Women's Health. First, let's talk about why this struggle feels so overwhelming, why it cuts so deep, and how the path of mindfulness begins not just in the mind, but right there on our plate. This feeling of chaos, this condition we label as PCOS, is often rooted in a deep systemic imbalance, a kind of internal friction or static. Think of it as a state of chronic stress, not just in your mind from a busy day, but deep within your cells. It's often related to how our bodies try to process energy, specifically how we use insulin. When that communication pathway gets disrupted, our hormones try to speak to each other, but the messages get crossed. They get shouted instead of whispered. And underneath it all, there is often a low, simmering fire of inflammation, a constant state of high alert that keeps your entire system stressed and unable to find its natural equilibrium. This isn't your fault. I need you to hear that again and let it sink into your heart. This is not your fault. You did not cause this. You are not broken. You are not flawed, and your body is not failing you. In a modern world that moves at an impossible speed, that demands constant productivity, that floods us with artificial foods, environmental toxins, and relentless psychological stress, our bodies are simply trying their best to cope, to protect us in the only way they know how. Your symptoms are not a punishment. They are a desperate message from a body that needs support, that needs gentleness. And you are so very far from being alone in this. There are millions of women across the globe walking this exact same path right now, feeling this exact confusion, this same frustration, and carrying this same heavy burden of feeling misunderstood. They, too, are searching for answers that feel kind, intuitive, and sustainable. So, this space right here, right now, is a place of emotional safety. We are putting down the weapons of self-criticism, of judgment, of comparing our journey to someone else's. We are here to listen to our bodies, perhaps for the first time, with compassion. We are here to understand and to find gentle, nourishing ways to guide ourselves back to balance. We are preparing our hearts and our minds to receive solutions that heal and nurture, rather than solutions that punish or deprive. The first step on this path of gentle healing, this path illuminated by ancient wisdom, is found in a simple, vibrant green powder, a cornerstone of the monk's daily ritual. It is the heart of the tea ceremony, a practice of pure presence. Matcha, or more broadly, mindfully prepared green tea. This isn't just about a trendy green latte you see in cafes. This is an ancient tool, a profound medicine for creating calm, focused energy. For centuries, Zen Buddhist monks have used matcha to stay awake, alert, and yet perfectly serene during long, arduous hours of meditation. This beautiful paradox, this calm alertness, is what makes it so uniquely suited for a woman struggling with PCOS. This dual action comes from a rare and wonderful compound called L-theanine. L-theanine has the remarkable ability to calm the nervous system, to reduce that buzzing, anxious energy that so many of us live with. And it smooths out the jittery, sharp spike that coffee can often cause. Why does this matter so much for your ovaries? Because your mental stress and your physical stress are not separate. They are one and the same. When your mind is racing, when you feel anxious, your body releases cortisol, the primary stress hormone. This cortisol floods your system and throws your delicate hormonal symphony into complete chaos, worsening insulin resistance and telling your ovaries to produce more androgens. By sipping this mindful tea, you are sending a direct signal of peace to your brain, which then sends a signal of peace to your entire body. But the magic for PCOS doesn't stop there. The true gift of green tea lies in its potent antioxidants, specifically one called EGCG, or epigallocatechin gallate. This powerful component has been studied extensively for its profound ability to help the body use insulin more effectively. It helps to sensitize your cells, to make them more receptive to insulin's message. When your insulin is stable, when it's working efficiently, your body finally gets the message that it can stop overproducing it. And when insulin levels fall, your ovaries get the signal to quiet down, to slow the production of androgens, those very hormones responsible for so many of the most painful and visible PCOS symptoms. Drinking this tea is a way of whispering to your body, you are safe, you are supported. You don't need to be in overdrive anymore. It gently and simultaneously addresses the anxiety, the underlying metabolic root of the imbalance, and the inflammation that fuels the entire cycle. Can sipping this green tea every single day, turning it into a ritual, really make a tangible difference in that deep, chronic, hormonal imbalance? The answer is a clear and resounding yes, but the true secret, the monk's secret, lies in how we use it. This is not about chugging down a cup while rushing out the door. That would be missing the entire point. The healing is found in the ritual itself. It's about consciously deciding to replace a moment of stress with a moment of pure intention. This practice, this daily, deliberate act of self-compassion, is a powerful signal to your nervous system that it is safe to exit the fight or flight mode and enter the rest and digest mode, which is where all healing happens. It is the consistency of this gentle, loving support that allows the body to slowly, surely, and safely find its way back to center. So how do we bring this sacred ritual into our busy, modern lives? First, let go of the sugary, milky cafe versions, which will only spike your insulin and undo the benefits. We are seeking purity. If you can, look for ceremonial-grade matcha powder. It is more expensive, but it is grown in the shade, which means it is significantly higher in that calming L-theanine. You don't need much at all. Start with just half a teaspoon. Traditionally, it is sifted into a bowl, and hot, but not boiling, water is added. Boiling water will scorch the delicate leaves and create a bitter taste. Then, Using a simple bamboo whisk or even a small milk frother, you whisk it briskly until it's smooth and gently frothy. The key is to be present during these 2 minutes. Instead of thinking about your to-do list, focus on the vibrant green color. Focus on the sound of the whisk. Focus on the aroma and the steam rising from the bowl. Drink it slowly, without your phone, without the television. Just you and the tea. Feel its warmth as it enters your body. If matcha feels too intense or is outside your budget, do not worry. High-quality sencha or any other Japanese green tea, or even a simple organic green tea bag, still offers immense benefits. The key is to brew it correctly. Steep it for only 2 to 3 minutes. Any longer, and it becomes bitter. Aim for 1 or 2 cups in the morning, or perhaps the early afternoon. For many, this ritual becomes a beautiful replacement for a morning coffee, which can often tax the adrenals. This tea nourishes your adrenals. It provides a clean, stable energy, not a frantic, borrowed energy that leaves you depleted later. This is the middle way in action, a concept central to Buddhist philosophy. Not deprivation, not excess, but perfect, gentle, sustained balance. Before we continue to the next nourishing step, the next piece of this healing puzzle, can I ask you something personal? Can I ask you to pause for just a moment and check in with your heart? How many times have you felt utterly, profoundly alone on this journey? How many times have you sat in a doctor's office, trying to explain your fatigue or your anxiety, only to be handed a prescription that doesn't address the root cause, or worse, to be told it's all in your head? How many times have you scrolled through social media, seeing images of effortless fertility or fitness, and felt like your body is the only one failing? That feeling of isolation, of wondering if you are the only one fighting this hard, just to feel normal, just to feel at home in your own skin, ... That feeling is a pain all on its own, and it is valid. I know how much that hurts, and I need you to know, deep in your bones, that your experience is real, and you are not walking this path by yourself. We are here with you. If you have ever felt this way, if this struggle resonates deep in your heart, I invite you to leave a comment below right now, just saying, I understand this struggle. Write exactly that. Your message isn't just for you. It's a signal of light, a flare of solidarity for another woman who is scrolling through these comments today, perhaps at her lowest point, feeling hopeless and invisible, and needing to see, desperately needing to see, that she is not alone. Your voice helps create the compassionate community we all need and deserve. Now that we have brought a sense of calm to the mind and nervous system with our mindful tea, we must address the foundation. The foundation of the monastic diet, in many traditions, is built on simplicity, humility, and profound sustenance. This brings us to our second healing food, which isn't exotic or expensive, but it is one of the most powerful medicines for PCOS available to us. It is the humble, grounding pulse, specifically the mung bean, or the simple, everyday lentil. In countless monasteries, the main meal of the day, the meal that provides true, lasting energy, is centered around these grounding foods, often paired with rice. Why? Because they perfectly embody the Buddhist middle way. They are a perfect, balanced, and complete source of plant-based protein, and even more importantly, they are packed with complex carbohydrates and life-sustaining fiber. For a woman with PCOS, this fiber is a lifeline. It is not an exaggeration to say this. This fiber does 2 critical, essential jobs. First, and most famously, it dramatically slows down the absorption of any sugars into your bloodstream. It creates a kind of gentle buffer, preventing those dramatic, chaotic spikes and subsequent crashes in blood sugar that fuel insulin resistance, trigger inflammation, and ignite those powerful, uncontrollable cravings for sugar and refined carbs. This stability, this calm, steady release of energy, is the absolute key to hormonal peace. Second, and just as critically, this soluble and insoluble fiber feeds your gut microbiome. It is food for the trillions of tiny allies living in your digestive tract. We are now understanding that a healthy, diverse gut is absolutely essential for managing PCOS. A healthy gut helps your body process and, crucially, eliminate excess hormones. It helps regulate inflammation for your entire body, and it even manufactures neurotransmitters that regulate your mood, like serotonin. Monks understood intuitively, centuries ago, that a calm, settled stomach leads directly to a calm, settled mind. For us, we know that a calm, well-fed gut leads to calmer, happier ovaries. Mung beans, in particular, are revered in Eastern traditions and Ayurveda for being cooling and gently detoxifying, helping to clear the excess heat of inflammation and irritation that so often defines the entire PCOS experience. But wait, you might be thinking, I'm terrified of carbs. I was told by everyone to avoid carbs, to go keto, that beans and lentils will make me gain weight. Can eating these foods, these carbohydrates, really, truly help me heal? This is where we must gently, lovingly untangle a painful and damaging myth. Your body, especially the female body, needs carbohydrates to function. Your thyroid needs them, your brain needs them, and your adrenal glands need them. The problem has never been carbohydrates as a category. The problem has always been the type of carbohydrates. The refined, processed, sugary, and hyper-palatable carbs found in bags and boxes are the ones that act like a drug, causing the fire and the chaos. These ancient pulses are the complete opposite. They are complex, slow-burning, nutrient-dense fuel. They are food, not a drug. Eating them consistently is a profound act of grounding. It's like tethering a balloon to the earth. It stops your blood sugar, your energy, and your hormones from floating erratically and dangerously high, and it brings you back to a stable, centered, and safe place. They provide the exact, sustained energy your cells have been starving for, which finally silences the panic signals from your brain and pancreas that lead to more insulin and more androgen production. Incorporating these into your life is about embracing simplicity. You do not need to overcomplicate this. A monk's meal is often just a simple bowl of rice and beans or lentils. You can start by aiming to include just half a cup to 1 cup of cooked lentils, chickpeas, or mung beans into one of your meals each day. Mung beans can be cooked into a simple, incredibly healing stew known as khichdi, often made with white rice and gentle spices. Lentils can be the star of a hearty soup. They can be sprinkled cold onto salads, or they can be blended into a dip like hummus. They can replace ground meat in a pasta sauce, providing substance and fiber. The key is to pair them well. Eat them with healthy fats, like a drizzle of olive oil, some avocado, or a handful of seeds. And eat them with plenty of non-starchy vegetables, like spinach, mushrooms, broccoli, cucumber, or bell peppers. This combination, the fiber from the pulse, the protein from the pulse, the healthy fat, and the extra fiber from the vegetables is the golden trifecta for perfect blood sugar stability. It is one of the most loving, stabilizing, and compassionate meals you can possibly offer your body. Before we move on to the final, and perhaps most powerful healing food, the one that ties all of this together, if this information is bringing you a sense of clarity, if it's giving you a spark of hope or a new idea, please take just 1 second to hit the like button. It's a small act that truly helps this message of hope reach other women who might be searching for it. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing so you never miss any of our upcoming tips for finding peace and healing with PCOS. We have used the matcha to calm the mind and soothe the nervous system. We have used the grounding pulses to stabilize our blood sugar and nourish our gut. But there is one more crucial piece. We must now address the fire itself, that chronic, underlying inflammation that is so often the overlooked root cause of all the pain. And that is just the beginning, because the next step, this final food, is perhaps the most powerful and direct way to do this, and it is the cornerstone of Eastern healing. This brings us to our third piece of ancient wisdom, which isn't so much a food as it is a sacred spice, a golden, humble root that has been revered as medicine for millennia: turmeric. In the Buddhist tradition, suffering is often described as an inflammation of the mind, the fire of desire, the fire of aversion, the fire of ignorance. In the PCOS body, so much of our physical suffering comes from a literal biological inflammation of the cells. We must be very clear on this. PCOS is, at its very core, an inflammatory condition. This systemic inflammation is what can make your joints ache. It is what contributes to the painful cystic acne. It is what damages your insulin receptors. It is what keeps your entire body in a state of high alert, a constant, humming stress state that makes it impossible for your hormones to find their delicate balance. The active compound in turmeric, a vibrant polyphenol called curcumin, is one of the most potent, well-studied natural anti-inflammatories on the planet. It works on a deep level by neutralizing the inflammatory messengers, the cytokines, that are shouting alarms throughout your body. It is, quite literally, putting out the fire. Monks and Ayurvedic healers have used this golden root for thousands of years to purify the blood, to support the liver, which is your body's primary detoxification organ, and absolutely crucial for processing and clearing those excess androgens, and to create a state of physical purity that allows for mental clarity. For a woman with PCOS, incorporating this spice is not optional. It is essential. By actively, daily, reducing that systemic inflammation, you are creating a safe, calm, and cool internal environment. You are creating the space for your ovaries to function properly, for your cells to hear your insulin again. You are lowering the total stress load on your body, allowing it to finally unclench and begin to heal. But again, the question arises, can a simple kitchen spice, something so common, really tackle such a deep-seated, complex, and chronic condition? It seems too simple to be true, doesn't it? The power of turmeric is not in one large, traumatic dose. It is not a drug that provides a temporary fix. Its profound power is found in its consistent, humble daily presence. Its benefits are cumulative. It is not a warrior that attacks the problem. It is a partner, a harmonizer. It doesn't just mask the symptoms like a painkiller. It goes to the very root, gently and persistently dialing down the static of inflammation, day after day after day. This is the very essence of compassionate, sustainable healing. It's not a battle. It's a gradual cooling, a slow, steady return to tranquility. And trusting in this slow, gentle, cumulative process is, in itself, a part of the healing. To truly unlock the profound power of turmeric, it needs a helper. The body, on its own, finds it very difficult to absorb curcumin. But there is a simple, ancient secret to unlock it. It needs two things: a healthy fat and a pinch of black pepper. The piperine, the active compound in black pepper, has been shown to increase the bioavailability of curcumin by up to 2,000%. It's an incredible example of food synergy. So, how do we use this trio in our daily lives? This is the most wonderful and simple part. You can add 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, along with a generous pinch of fresh black pepper, directly into your lentil soup or your mung bean khichdi, stirring it in with a splash of olive oil or coconut oil. You can create a golden milk latte, a deeply healing and comforting evening ritual. Simply warm a cup of unsweetened coconut milk or almond milk, the healthy fat, and whisk in half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of pepper, a bit of ginger, and perhaps a dash of cinnamon. It is profoundly soothing. You can blend it into salad dressings with olive oil, the fat, and pepper. You can even stir it into your morning oatmeal with some seeds, the fat, and pepper. The goal is simply consistency. Aim to get this healing combination into your body once a day. It doesn't have to be a large amount. It just has to be present. This daily ritual, this conscious act of adding this golden spice, becomes an affirmation. With every stir, you are saying, I am cooling the fire. I am soothing my body. I am choosing peace. If you made it this far, if you listened to this entire journey, it means you are searching. You are searching for answers. You are searching for relief. And more than anything, you are searching for hope. It means you are tired of the battle, tired of feeling at war with your body, and you are ready to try a path of peace. This channel was created for exactly that reason. It was created to be a soft place to land, a sanctuary where you can begin to understand your body, not as an enemy, but as a wise ally that is simply trying to communicate with you. This channel is here to help you regain a sense of control, not through force or deprivation, but through deep, abiding compassion, and to find gentle solutions that actually work for your whole being, your mind, your spirit, and your body. You are not alone here. Please let that sink in. We are building a safe space, a community where women just like you, women who understand, can find support, validation, and real, tangible information that makes a profound difference. If this is the kind of guidance you have been looking for, if you are ready to heal with kindness and embrace this gentle wisdom, please subscribe now and turn on the notifications. Every single video we share is another step toward a healthier, a more balanced, and a truly happier you. Thank you so much for sharing your precious time and energy with me today. Be gentle with yourself.